my second upload for the 24th of January 2020. Yesterday and last night, my upload was basically about how it is for a victim of hate crime and with regard to protection and safety that victims of hate crime are entitled to. As a citizen that has reported wrongdoings and that has experienced very serious violations, I've still not heard back from Transparency with regards to the wrongdoings that I have experienced. As I've said, there's the issue of what occurred over 10 years ago. So this is basically a 15-year experience that has worsened in the past 2 years, and that began in 2015 when I gave birth and got married. Last night's uploads basically concerned the issue of protection for citizens reporting wrongdoings. These uploads might sound repetitive, but on a day-to-day basis, this is how it is for a victim of hate crime and a citizen that has experienced wrongdoings. My career, my profession is in education, and as I've stated, that was harmed due to defamation of my character and reputation. As a teacher, I've been a law-abiding citizen and respectful to all that I've encountered. This upload is with regard to the skills of my profession that I've had to transfer to my current circumstances. It also relates to the recovery work and studies that I started in 2006 with regard to healing and recovering. This vendetta of violations and victimization has involved issues that have affected my health. As I've said, I'm a deserted wife of an agrarian, and I've worked even while pregnant and obviously strained my muscular and skeletal structure. Today, and for the past few months, I've experienced very severe aches and fatigue and nausea. There have been other issues that have occurred as well that haven't been treated. So that brings up the matter of medical incompetence that I first experienced in 2016. So basically, these matters are very serious in a democracy and in 2020 for any woman to be experiencing. As I've mentioned, there's been very serious intrusions and breaches of confidentiality. As an individual that has worked in self-development and recovery work and addiction studies, etc., there has been a very insulting and injurious intrusion by mental health professionals that have also defamed my character. What is most worrying is not only the violations of privacy and the breaches of confidentiality, but that falsehoods about mental health and intrusions from mental health professionals have been prioritized over physical health and physical well-being. So basically, as I keep reiterating, I am living on my own as a deserted wife, unsupported and unemployed. So thankfully and gratefully, I have some knowledge to help with these ailments, and it seems that there's a slight improvement. Um, the issue and concerns these days for modern living are physical well-being and mental well-being. Um, that this is happening is very, very serious. Um, but as I said in previous uploads, it's a case of heal or heal thyself. So at the moment, I'm going through my process of recovering from a very difficult 4 years where I've experienced very serious intrusions. On two occasions, there were two professionals that approached me without me having been in any discussions with them or without having any consultation with them, that approached me and discussed matters that had absolutely no significance to what was happening. Um, Therefore, there had been individuals intruding and breaching my confidentiality with my general practitioners. Um, I find that very rude. I find that very intrusive, and it's highly unprofessional. Um, to be experiencing at 38 these physical ailments, it could happen to anyone, but the change of lifestyle is dramatic. Um, People are very critical these days, very judgmental, and very lacking, very much lacking in any comprehension or consideration for the circumstances of a victim. Um, they say, judge not lest you be judged, and my mental well-being is top notch, all things considered, with regard to what I've endured. And as I've said, this wouldn't be the first incident of this kind of a circumstance that I've had to experience. But the audacity of individuals that have no involvement with me, that are anonymous strangers, making aspersions while I'm physically recovering from the matters that have presented themselves to me, is very, very worrying. For people to be prying and lying, as I say, they have obviously stepped over lines and disrespected the experience of a female victim. Um, the, as I said, abuse of people's positions has caused very serious consequences, not only for me but for other innocent individuals. And this is all very serious. As I've said, there was the intrusion of mental health professionals, and they have no business intruding upon me or interfering in my private life or making any aspersions about me. I am not a patient of mental health services. I don't have a mental health ailment or issue. I'm a grown adult. I process my problems myself, like any mature adult, and that's my business. Um, the matter of health, I have discussed as being a shock to the system after what has occurred in the past 4 years. As a new mother, relatively new mother, and as a deserted wife, um, this issue has been a matter of adjusting and adapting. Um, it's offensive, to say the least, that people haven't any respect for privacy. It's offensive, to say the least, that anonymous individuals would cause so much disruption in a person's life that they don't have any business involving themselves with. It's highly offensive what's happening. Um, my character and reputation and good name have been consistently disrespected by individuals that have no regard for individuals such as myself, that they think are insignificant and expendable and disposable after they've destroyed my career, my profession, my opportunities, my earnings, my family life, my home life, um, trespassed into my premises, stolen from me, etc., etc. So, as an adult citizen, um, and as a woman, um, I would like for mental health professionals to realize the difference between prioritizing physical health and mental health, and the position and stance of mental health professionals intruding upon an innocent woman, victim and sufferer of medical negligence. Um, so this upload is basically, hopefully, getting the message across that physical health is the priority, and physical health and well-being is the objective for any adult to attain and achieve. And those that disrupt the status quo of an adult citizen um, by causing these kind of issues that I'm experiencing is a matter for those individuals to address with their consultants with regard to their um, well-being. So basically, as I've said, in the past few weeks, since January, there's been improvements with my physical health. I've had to treat my ailments myself. It's a change of lifestyle, a sedentary lifestyle, a quieter, more peaceful lifestyle, um, and hopefully the disruptions and intrusions and the troubles that have been caused for me, people might understand that there's lines that people have crossed already so far. And as a citizen that has reported the wrongdoings that I've experienced, there's also the requirement, as I've mentioned, for the legal protection that I'm entitled to, which doesn't involve the intrusion of other professionals that would cause further wrongdoings against me. So this matter is ongoing, and today, the 24th, is a focus on health and well-being, change of lifestyle, and basically, hopefully, sending a loud message very clearly that women's well-being is to be safeguarded in society as much as the next person, and whether they're a victim or not, or whether they're a professional or not, or whether they know the Pope, or whether they know the Bishop, or whether they know the street cleaner or whoever, it doesn't make a difference. Everyone has a right to have their rights respected, and especially when it concerns health and women's health. So that's my upload for today, and I hope that it clarifies and establishes the other aspects besides the legal violations I've experienced that have occurred in this upload or in this vendetta.